Och eftersom vi är i Dalarna så ska vi börja med en av mina äldre kompositioner som jag har kallat för Gammal Dalavals.
Eriksson, and welcome to Scandinavian Echoes Music Show. I am your host, Jeanne Eriksson. I am so glad that you are here. We are starting a new season, Season 4. This is show number 1, and we are broadcasting from Long Island, New York. We hope you enjoyed the vintage shows from the 80s and the 90s that we ran for a few weeks while we took care of some business. They were hosted by Walter Eriksson, my dad, and myself, with all those old commercial ads, mostly of Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, the good old days, with Sons of Norway Hall on 60th Street and a dance every Saturday night with hundreds of people packing the dance floor. After the dance was over, my dad would go home. And a lot of the crowd, though, would go to the Deerhead, remember that place? Or the Nightcap. I remember that place. A lot of bustling places on 8th Avenue known as Lopskaus Boulevard. Well, that's all changed, but guess what? Scandinavian Echoes is still here. And we are soon celebrating our 1-year anniversary of being back on the air on the internet. We started because of COVID-19 back in May 2020. One good thing that came out of COVID anyway. And we have kept the music going because when we're falling apart, music is the glue that puts us back together. Scandinavian Echoes has a special guest on today's show, another accordion king, Frank Toscano of New York. So stay with us to meet him in between the music. So let's get on with today's program, all accordion music. Hooray! To commemorate World Accordion Day, which is May 6th in a few days. Sit back, relax, grab a partner, and dance a waltz, played by the fabulous accordionist Anders Larsson and his band. The first song that a lot of accordionists learn in Scandinavia. It's called Drömmen om Elen, composed by the legendary accordion king Kalle Jularbo. Take it away, Anders. Thank you, Anders, and your colleagues, Tore Svensberget of Norway on the trekkspil button accordion, and from Sweden, Seppo Ilioski on guitar and Roland Brandt on the bass. Accordion music is very versatile, and the ones that can love to get as many notes into a measure as possible. I'm going to show you another side of the multi-talented Anders Larsson, a tune written by Daniel Desiderio called The Demon Dance. Go, Anders, you little devil. That was the incomparable Anders Larsson. He can play anything. You know, actually, accordions can play anything. You will find them in a lot of the rock and roll dance bands in Scandinavia. And there's a famous pair from Norway that recently did a whole show on the Dansband Facebook channel. And that's Rita Fotland and Kåre Bø from Norway. She's a sexy charmer with her white trekkspil, and her husband Kåre knocks it out of the park with his keyboards and vocals. Here's an instrumental called Kokosnøtta, that's coconut in Norwegian. And this one is for you, Frank Bolstad of New Jersey, a big fan of Rita. Put on your seatbelts. Here is Kokosnøtta. I hope you like that one, Frank Bolstad. And now I have the honor of introducing to you another Frank, Frank Toscano of New York, teacher, maestro, pianist, accordion lover, accordion player. And here he is when he was at the Scandinavian Echoes studio just the other day. So here I am in the Scandinavian Echoes studio, and look who stopped by. This is the great accordion player and a really nice man, Frank Toscano. So nice of you to come.
Hey.
Yeah, very, very nice of you to come. So I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
And of course, it's going to be about accordion because World Accordion Day is Thursday, May 6th. Time for a party, right? So how old were you when you started playing accordion?
8 years old.
Okay. And did you take lessons or did you pick it up, or what was your inspiration?
Well, what happened was we took a trip to go to Italy, and my dad said, I'd like to buy you an accordion. And I said, I don't want any part of an accordion. I don't want to play accordion. And he said, come on, you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. And at that time, he was under the idea that you could buy an accordion cheaper in Italy. I guess you could at that time. And it was much cheaper than buying it in the U.S. with the import fees and all that stuff. So I declined the offer. I said, no, I don't want to do that. So coming back home to the States after we spent 3 months in Italy, incidentally, I couldn't speak English anymore.
I was going to say, you were fluent then.
Yeah. I spoke only Italian for 3 months, and I forgot how to speak English.
Wow.
Yeah, but I got it back when I went to school. But anyway, two friends of mine in the same building that we lived in Astoria, were taking accordion lessons. So I immediately went to my dad and said, I think I want to play the accordion.
Oh, look, they're coming to get you now. The siren, they're coming to get you. They heard there were accordion players in here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, anyway, that was the deal. And he really sort of flipped out, but was happy. He said, I could have bought you an instrument in Italy. It was much cheaper. And now you decide you want to do, okay, that's fine. So we took up and found a teacher. The teacher's name was John Console. His real name was Console. And he used to play accordion in a club, a family community club that my dad was a member of. Right. He played there with his father and his brother eventually. And we took lessons from him. Ultimately, after about a year, he went in the army. I think it was the Korean War, something like that. Yeah, I think it was Korean War. And I had to find another teacher. So my father knew about the Valtaro guys, and he found a good teacher for me whose name was Emilio Chiesa, who ultimately became my teacher.
Okay.
When John Console came back from the army, he was very upset.
Ooh.
Okay.
Forget about it.
But he was really not what I wanted. Okay. He did.
You liked your new teacher better?
Yeah, he was much better, much better. And we stood with Emilio Chiesa, and he taught me everything from Mozart to jazz music. Even though he couldn't play jazz music so well, he was very enamored with the fact that I always was the type of person that wanted to change.
Okay.
So when he taught me how to play major chords, and I used those major chords in songs, I used to change, and I would use an augmented chord. And at first he would say, no, you can't do that. It's not written like that. But then he accepted it. So that's what happened. So Emilio taught me everything, especially classical music. And
is that a good base to have, classical?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. He not only taught me how to play, I did things like the Marriage of Figaro, the overture from the Barber of Seville.
Yeah.
Okay, but not only, he would give me the sheet music that he arranged, and I had to copy it. He didn't give me a copy. It's not like today. I had to copy it. I hated it. And when I first wrote it, he made fun of the fact that my penmanship wasn't so good. But it got better and better and better. But I had to copy. I wrote out the William Tell Overture. I used to play that. Incidentally, a good friend of mine made a career of that song. That was Gelso Pellegrini. He had it down good. The Overture from the Barber of Seville, I copied. The Marriage of Figaro. Semiramide, which was another overture from another, all the overtures from the operas, and I used to play all of those things as a kid. So when I went to school and they had a show, I was the guy that they made play, and I played. And
I would love to hear you play some Mozart sometime.
Yeah,
It's
well,
my
we do it
favorite.
on that's my arrangement on the Accordion Kings album, the Turkish March. It's my arrangement.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, Turkish. Did you see the movie Amadeus?
Oh yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite movie. See how I go off? I'm sorry. But anyway.
Well, it just goes to prove, like, you know, like when I first did that arrangement for the Accordion Kings, I had an idea to change things, and I did change it.
Good for you.
I used a couple of descending lines in the beginning. The song is written with the first bars are A minor, it goes to D minor, etc. So I went immediately to A minor major 7, A minor 7, A minor 6, etc.
You know what he's talking about, right, everybody?
Yeah.
Of
Well,
course
anyway,
you do.
in other words, it's a change.
Yeah.
And when I presented it to my great friend Angelo Di Pippo, I said, Angelo, what do you think? I'm changing this is classical music. You're not supposed to do that? And he looked at me and he said, you can do anything you want to do. The arrangement is great.
Angelo Di Pippo. Tell me about your relationship with Angelo.
Okay, I was playing at Magnanini Winery, upstate New York, and this guy shows up with Aldo Mencaccini, the guy from Bell Accordion. Aldo's telling this guy about me. This guy's famous. So I said, he walks in, he goes, I brought a special guy here, Angelo Di Pippo. I said, really? No kidding. I had spoken to him many times on the phone for years. He recommended me for many jobs for years. I never met him personally. He came in, and you know how Angelo gets excited and how he talks. I don't have to get into that. He's a very excitable guy.
He is.
He heard me playing, and he started to jump up and down in the middle of the dance floor. He said, I can't believe what you're doing. This is unbelievable. The technique is unbelievable. I said, Angelo, I'm not that good. He said, no. He said, we're going to do something together. You call me Monday.
Wow.
That's how the Accordion King started.
Okay. The Amazing Accordion Kings.
Yeah, and we got a deal. We
great.
recorded Tico Tico, Jolly Caballero, and we sent it to Beautiful Music, which Angelo already was writing music for, and they bought it right away. They hired us to do an album. We got paid to do that album.
Whoa. Musicians getting paid? What a novelty, especially accordion players.
Yeah. They hired us to do the album.
Awesome.
That was the first Accordion Kings album. The second one, but the company went out of business. Beautiful Music went out of business, and we did the second album. We did that. We paid for that.
And I'm going to tell the audience how they can get the Accordion Kings albums. Are you on iTunes?
Yeah, we're on iTunes.
Very
We're
good.
also on cdbaby.com.
Oh.
Also on my website, franktoscano.com. And also franktoscano.com. That's the website you can buy that on. The Accordion Kings website is down at the moment.
Okay. Well, we'll
You
talk
can't
about
get it, but you can buy the albums on franktoscano.com.
Very good. So you know what? I think at this particular point, you're staying longer, right? I'm paying you so much money to
I'll
do
be
this.
happy to.
Oh, thank you, Frank. So let's get on with Scandinavian Echoes, continuing with the World Accordion Day show. When you think of accordions, you of course think of polkas. Here's one of my favorite girlfriend accordionists, Annika Andersson, together with Johnny. I don't know his last name, but we'll figure it out. Playing Korsnäsgården by Sven-Olof Nilsson, who was also known as King of Polkas in Sweden. Sven-Olof Nilsson could not read music, so he would play his composition and have someone write it out for him. There are lots more stories where this one came from, said my good friend Maestro Jürgen Sundqvist. My father, Walter Eriksson, recorded this polka with Andrew Walter, and I heard him play it probably 1,000 times at every dance gala that I went to. Recorded at the Schönevad Dragspelstämman. Here is the peppy Korsnäsgården polka with Annika Andersson. Tack så mycket, Annika. I hope that we can meet you again soon. And now it's time for a Rhinelander from Norway's northernmost Gameldans festival in Narvik. I just love this happy accordionist, Sigmund Sæther. And what a beautiful location for a dance. I wish I was there. Den glade 40-åring, the happy 40-year-old. Varsågod. You're watching Scandinavian Echoes on Facebook and YouTube, and this is our brand new season number 4, show number 1. And this first show happens to be during the week of World Accordion Day, happening on May 6th. So we hope you like accordion music, because that's what this show is dedicated to. You can find all of our shows, season 1, season 2, season 3, all on Facebook and YouTube. Just search for Scandinavian Echoes. There are some vintage shows there as well. And if you'd like to contact us, write to scandechoes@gmail.com or leave a comment right down below on Facebook. Next week will be some Mother's Day songs and the startup of celebrating Norwegians' Constitution Day. So if you have a favorite Norwegian song you'd like us to play for the 17. Mai show, please tell us. Write to email or put a comment down below. And now let's get back to our interview with Frank Toscano. If you just tuned in, I am sitting here with my good friend Frank Toscano, who is so kind to be here at the Scandinavian Echoes studio. How do you like our new studio? Anyway, I'd already said that. So before and earlier, Frank mentioned about his website, franktoscano.com, and there you can see there's 3 CDs, Accordion Kings, and Accordion to Frank. I love that, Accordion to Frank. So you started when you were 8 years old.
Yes.
What do you think about, what's a good age to start children?
Well, going by my philosophy in the music school, I get calls from people that say, I have a child that's 2 years old. I say too young. I'm going to explain why.
Okay.
4 years old, I think we're not in Japan. In Japan, they start when the mommy's pregnant and they make her listen to the speaker. Okay, and that's called the Suzuki method. We don't do that here. I don't do it anyway. Okay, so I would say safely, probably 6 as a target. Okay, some kids are ready at 6, some are not. 7 for sure, no problem. Okay. Why? Okay, I get questions from parents. Why can't my daughter? She's very intelligent. She already knows the alphabet. The whole thing. They say because there's reading involved. There's things that she won't understand, and what happens is if she gets a bad taste for music at a 4-year-old, she'll never want to play. It's like having a bad experience. That's the thing. We don't want to do that. We want to create a good experience so that she'll play for the rest of her life, or he'll play for the rest of her life. So I would safely say 7 is perfect. Can read, can understand how to count, have some sort of a sense of timing, and not sit at the end of the chair and wiggle your foot and stick your tongue out like that. That's what they do.
Exactly. They do.
I know that. I can write you a book on teaching, right?
Yeah.
Currently, the music school, we're a little lower in enrollment because of the pandemic.
Yes.
The governor shut us down. He shut us down in last March, and we were closed until September, and it took a big toll. We went down 20%. Yeah. I'm going to say how many we teach. You're going to say, well, wow, that's still a lot. It's not a lot compared to what we used to teach. All right? We're doing like 80 lessons a week. Okay? I'm doing about 40. My guitar teacher, Kevin Allen, is doing 40 lessons. Okay? We used to do 60, 80. Back in the heyday, in the beginning, I was teaching 100 lessons a week.
Wow.
Okay. I was working four nights a week in a VIP restaurant and playing club dates on the weekend and teaching 100 lessons, which means I was open Monday from like 11 in the morning till 10 at night, Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you hop over to a club date or to the VIP restaurant or whatever. And that was the story with the music school. That's how busy we were.
Tell me where your music school is located.
Okay, it's at 2205 Steinway Street, like the piano company, in Astoria, New York. On the corner of Ditmars Boulevard and Steinway Street. I'm an icon in Astoria. I don't say that to brag, but I know everybody.
Oh, you're the mayor, probably.
Everybody brings their kids there. I know people that I taught that bring their children.
Yeah, that's always something when you had them as children and now they grow up and now they're bringing their children to you.
That's exactly what happens, Jeannie.
Yeah.
And we don't do any advertisement. It's just a word of mouth. And we're in a great location. And we've been there 50 years. I don't want to tell you how old I am. But
what instruments do you teach?
Well, my daughter teaches voice. I teach piano and accordion because I play piano also. Okay. Incidentally, to be a good accordion player, you have to play piano. Trust me. Listen to me. Because on the accordion, you only have one note in the left hand. On the piano, you have 5. All right. You have to remember that. Okay, that's a very important thing. Anything you should do on piano. Okay, of course we have some accordion students. How's
that going?
Well, I have older accordion students. The kids today don't want to do that, but I get them on piano because they want to play keyboards. Okay, so in different areas of music, I get students. For example. The keyboard player with Bruce Springsteen, Charlie Giordano, studied with me. He's an accordion player, he plays organ. Jeff Kazee, who's with Southside Johnny, his kids take piano lessons from me, or took piano lessons.
Pretty cool.
And whenever they want to learn how to play accordion, who do they come to? They come to me. Okay.
Uncle Frank.
The success of my business is this. I play piano. So when everyone switched way back in the I would say 1970 to 80, everybody began to switch from playing accordion on club dates to playing piano or keyboards. Who did they come to? They came to me because I know the piano.
See?
So that was a big deal.
Yeah. That's what my dad always said. He always blamed it on Elvis and the Beatles because the guitar became so popular.
Yes.
So because he had over 300 students at one time.
Yeah.
Just accordion.
Well, I had at the height of the music school career, which I still have, we were doing probably 250 lessons a week.
Gosh, crazy.
Yeah, 250.
And lessons were $6 for a half an
Well,
hour.
$6. Let me tell you something. When I started at $250. I have books to prove it.
Wow.
Okay, I have every book that I had scheduled, every name of every kid that I ever taught. I don't know. I can't put an amount of lessons that I've given.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I'm doing it like this music school is like 56 or 57 years old. Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. So you said your daughter teaches voice.
Yeah, Debbie is a vocalist. My daughter Debbie is a pretty famous vocalist.
Yeah, tell the audience about her real quick.
Okay, Deborah Toscano is. She just finished the film with Ray Romano, and she's plays the aunt. She's currently in Avenel, New Jersey, in the show. My gay Italian wedding. She's Aunt Tony Ann in that thing. She plays that part.
And she's got jewelry all over.
Oh yeah.
Long nails.
Debbie has done a ton of commercials. She's a great vocalist. She's a great actress.
Cool.
She did the Grand Cherokee commercial years ago. She's done a lot of different things. She's very busy, and in spite of this pandemic, she's working. She's
good for her. I talk to her now and then.
Yes.
And we talk about.
You see it on Facebook. You see all this stuff.
Yes.
Well, then you know what she looks like.
I know exactly what she looks like.
She just posted this.
We're going to show a picture. We'll show a picture. So we talk about our wonderful dads. Yeah, we love our dads.
She told me. Yeah, that's
so
great.
I think we're going to take another break here, since we talked about starting kids out at what age and so on.
Right.
And I'm going to turn it over to you, Wayne. And Frank says, it's never too young to start learning an instrument, especially if they show an interest in it. And here's a young lady. Please welcome 15-year-old Vilma as she tackles a novelty piece called Shardas by Vittorio Monti. Here is Vilma. A listener of Scandinavian Echoes that I have been communicating with lately is Svein Björnsen, who we met in Sweden in 2014 at his wedding with Vigdis at the largest accordion festival in the world. We, Smörgåsbandet, had the honor of being one of the performers at the wedding ceremony with hundreds of people in the audience, and we gave them some potholders with the American flag on it. And we said, good luck. We hope that you know how to cook. Being reunited by way of Scandinavian Echoes has been certainly a lot of fun. And he reminded me that he plays with a band called Tunes Orkester of Norway. So here is Svein. He's the one in the white pants. You will not be able to sit still when we hear Du Kalle, här är Tunes Orkester. Tusen tack, Svein and Tunes Orkester. Now, you know, accordions come in all sizes. We have this size. This one was given to my dad in 1992 when he received the Public Favorite Award. And I got this little guy in 2011. I guess it's by the same carver. So cute. And this little wooden guy I got from my good friend Denny Anderson. He used to work on NCL, the Norwegian Caribbean line. And you just pull this little thing and he's playing away. Denny plays the accordion. He now lives in Coconut Creek, Florida. Hello, Lawrence. Thank you for tuning in. Now, as I said, accordions come in all sizes. Some with 1 row of buttons, some with 2 rows of buttons, some with an accordion keyboard, a piano keyboard, some that play like a harmonica, 1 note in, 1 note out. There's a lot going on when you're playing the accordion, pulling in, pulling out. Basses on the left, you can't see them. The melody is on the right side. Your brain is going. Maybe you're looking at the music. Your feet are tapping away. Whew. It's a great instrument. Lots going on with this happy instrument. I have up next the legendary Nils Flecke with the popular tune called Wildkatten, Wildcat, on a tiny accordion. Check this out. Varsågod, Nils Flecke. More fast fingers. Here is Peter Forsell from a 1997 recording with Åke Blom on bass and guitar. The tune is called Fingerklådan, Itchy Fingers. Peter Forsell, varsågod. så mycket, Peter Forsell. And now from the World Accordion Day 2015, here is the incomparable Bengan Jansson on the program at Lars Carlson's World Accordion Day tribute from Carlson's Music headquarters in Fjärås, called Musettvals. Please welcome the very clever Bengan. Hey, tack Bengan. And now it's time to get back to some gammaldans, and who better at it than Bröderna Lindqvist, the legendary Bröderna Lindqvist. They're the ones who made the polka Wiggin famous. They were the house band on the popular TV music program Ny Gammalt back in the 70s and the 80s with Bosse Larsson. They packed the houses wherever they went. And bästa hälsningar till Folke Lindqvist, who is still going strong at the age of 88 and a half years old. And he just got his second vaccine, and he can't wait to get back out there and play. We would love to see you again, Folke. Mwah, puss och kram. So clear the floor. Here is Bröderna Lindqvist with the classic polka Wiggin. Tack så mycket, Bröderna Lindqvist, the one and only. You know, I received a recording of a radio program from northern Sweden that featured my friend Lars Håkan Eriksson and his band Gränslåt, a group that I love to play on this show. They took a clip from Scandinavian Echoes from a few weeks ago and played it on their show in Sweden. How cool is that? I'm going to feature Gränslåt and this Swedish radio show in the near future. Tack så mycket Lars Håkan, and bästa hälsningar till Folke Lindqvist up there in Östersund. Puss och kram. Now, next up on this accordion program is Alf Hågedal of Sweden. Here he is playing his own composition called Hågedalingen from a concert in Geiranger. Did I say that right? Geiranger, Norway in 2009. Alf is a respected composer, arranger, music teacher and jazz mentor. Här kommer mera dragspel. Varsågod Alf Hågedal. Tack så mycket, Alf Hågedal. And now let's continue with the legendary Frank Toscano. And I've had this honor of having this interview with him. Let's talk to him again. And we are going to play something from his CD recording called Accordion to Frank. Take it away, Frank Toscano. Hello, everybody. We are back with Frank Toscano. If you tuned in late, this is the most wonderful accordion player, an accordion king. We have accordion kings here in America, too. And this is one of them right here, Frank Toscano. They say he's a legend. We're so happy you could be here on Scandinavian Echoes on World Accordion Day, a tribute to the accordion. So I heard that you're playing accordion in a movie to be released.
That's right.
Tell me about it.
Well, there's a prequel to The Sopranos. It's called The Many Saints of Newark. Okay. Michael Gandolfini is the star who takes over the role of Tony Soprano when he was a boy. So it goes back to his childhood. So if you remember The Sopranos on HBO, that was a whole series. Okay, this is one movie. It's going to be in the theaters and on HBO Max.
Okay.
I'll give you a little background on how it came about. You know, Angelo DePippo was the accordionist in The Godfather.
Right.
Okay, so someone called Angelo It wasn't David David Pace, I guess was his name. David Chase. David Chase is the producer of this movie for Warner Brothers. It wasn't him. Someone else called him and said, someone is looking for an accordionist to be in this movie. And he said, would you be interested? Angelo said, no, I don't do that anymore, but I have a guy that can do it.
I got a guy.
I imagine that's what he said.
Okay.
So I get a phone call from this fellow, and he said, Angelo, do you know Angelo DiPippo? I said, yes, I know Angelo DiPippo pretty good. I said, he said, well, he thinks the world of you, and he recommended you to be in a movie. Should I give your name to this person that called me for the movie? Now, I don't know who this guy is, and I said, all right, whatever. Next thing you know, I get a call from who I thought was David Chase, but it wasn't David Chase, it was somebody else in his office. Said, we need somebody of your qualifications to do this movie. And I said, is this a joke? This is a joke, right? He said, no, it's not a joke. We're going to have Susan Jacobs, who was the music coordinator for HBO, which I knew that was. Yeah. I said, she's going to call you tomorrow. Are you interested to do this? I said, if it's not a joke, I said, but you know what? If this is a joke, then I'm Superman. That's what I said to him. And my wife we're ready to go out to eat. My wife is saying, get off the phone. This guy's an idiot. Get off the phone. What are you wasting your time talking to him? This guy wants to know what your hours are you're available to do it, and all of this stuff. So I said, look, and I brushed him off, and I wasn't nice. And I said, look, if you're interested to hire me, call me tomorrow, have a call me, and I'll talk to you. Lo and behold, I go into the music school, it's Tuesday, I get a call, it says, hi Frank, I don't know if you know who I am, I'm calling you in reference to David Chase, who's going to do a new movie called The Many Saints of Newark, and my name is Susan Jacobs. I'm the music coordinator for HBO. I said, okay. And I said, gulp. I said, well, I don't know. Am I going to be qualified to do this? What are you looking for? She said, we need somebody that can do some arrangements on some Italian songs. David Chase knows nothing of Italian music. He doesn't like rock and roll.
Okay.
He likes good music. I said, well, I try to play good music. I can do it. She said, would you make a list of some songs that you think might be appropriate for a confirmation party? Have you ever done one? I said, are you kidding? That's what I used to do for a living. So I did club dates, right? So perfect. I sent a list out, and I sent it to her. The next morning, she called me right away. David said, can you give me some more? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I gave him a list of about 140 songs. He went through it, got back to her and said, well, you know what? We have to try to pick some songs that are not going to be charged for copyright. Okay? So he said, all right, unless we can get a release on those songs. What do you recommend? Well, I said, well, I think that Volare would be a good song. They said, okay. I think there's a song called Ferry Boat Serenade, which is a polka. I don't know if you guys know what it is.
I don't think I know that
one. That's Ferry Boat Serenade. Okay. I think he called it a woodpecker song.
Oh,
anyway,
that sounds like a woodpecker.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that song. So I said, I think that would be appropriate. I think it's public domain. It's an old song.
Okay.
Now, there's an operatic piece. It's a Neapolitan song. Even Andrea Bocelli has it on his album. It's called Cor Ingrato. It's on. I think it would be appropriate. In fact, Junior, who was Tony Soprano's uncle, sang it to him in one of the Sopranos movies. So I said, okay, we'll relay the message to David Chase. Give us a 40s tune. I said, well, I have a daughter that's a singer. She loves the song, and she sings it. We have an arrangement on it already. It's called The Nearness of You. She said, okay, we'll get back to you. They didn't waste any time. She called me in about 2 hours.
Wow.
And they said, David says he likes Volare. We got to see if we can get a release on Volare. Cor Ingrato has to be there. That's going to go. He said, Ferry Boat Serenade, it's going to be okay, and The Nearness of You. You have to go for a costume fitting. I said, okay. Why? Am I going to be in the movie? Well, first we're going to record it, and then we'll decide if we're going to put you in the movie. But in the meantime, he wants you to go for a costume. So I went to Steiner Studios in Brooklyn. They fit me. Then they sent me to makeup. And they looked at my hair. It's funny. And I said, well, you have to do any changes? They said, no, your hair is perfect. You don't have to change anything.
You do have a great head of hair.
So they said, yeah, don't change anything.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So I said, all right. Okay, Susan's going to call you to set up the recording. Okay.
Well, this was going fast.
Yeah, okay. So then I went home from Brooklyn. I went back to the studio. They called me in about 2 hours. Susan says, Thursday, can you record at the Hit Factory? I said, I'll be there. The Hit Factory is a famous recording studio. I don't know if you know that. Eddie Germano is the friend. I grew up with Eddie Germano. We had a band together. His son Troy Germano is the owner. So I said, I feel like I'm going home because I haven't seen Troy since he was a boy.
This was meant to be.
Yeah, okay. So I get in the studio after I found parking. It was tough to park down there and the whole thing. I walk in. He welcomed me with open arms. He said, Frank, he said, I remember you from Astoria. He said, my father used to talk about you all the time. You had a band together. Because Eddie Germano was a drummer. We went to high school together. And we did the recording. He snapped a picture of the accordion, the Verdi, and he put it on Facebook and said, the listing said, this is the accordion that's going to be used in the Many Saints of Newark.
Wow.
In fact, I have that photo. So I said, okay, let's do it. So they hooked me up with a guitar player called Steve Lucas. The night before, I gave him a list of the songs that we're going to do. I said, I think we're going to do Volare, we're going to do Ferry Boat Serenade, we're going to do The Nearness of You. He said, I got a great solo on The Nearness of You. I said, no, it has nothing to do with you. They want accordion. He said, okay. I said, they're going to give you the changes. I'll do the playing. I said, I don't want you to, this is what they're telling me. It's got not personal.
Yeah.
He's a great guitar player. He followed the changes. We ran it down a couple of times. When they played it back, I hated it. I said, no way this is going to go on the film. Don't ask me what they did. They must have took parts from different places. They mixed it. So the next thing you know, I get a call from Susan Jacobs. She says, David Chase loves the recording. You're in the movie. You got to report to this restaurant in Red Hook, Brooklyn, with the guitar player. You got your costume. It's going to be waiting for you there. It's a red jacket and everything. And we got there. They sent us to makeup, and we go on set. When we get on set, they give me this little earbud, and he said, "Listen to what you're playing, because you can't play it live. And there's no sound coming out of the accordion. On the Verdi, I can put a mute on. You don't hear anything." So I put this thing in my ear. I said, "Wow, this thing, I can't believe that what they did. We sound great." Yeah. Even Steve Lucas, who's the guitar player, he said, "Yeah, we sound great." So we did the movie. We must have shot the scene 150 times.
Oh yeah, welcome to movie land.
Yeah. I never knew it was like that. My daughter used to tell me that. They used to do it. They shoot the back of your head. They shoot your fingers.
Yeah.
Now the problem is I have to remember with no music what was on the charts that I wrote. Because I'm the only one playing, so it wasn't so difficult that I have to remember, well, the trumpet's playing now and the accordion plays next. None of that stuff was going on because I was the only guy playing. So it was easy in that respect. Right. But in the respect of, like, I do certain things, but we did it so many times that I remembered everything, even the guitar player.
Oh, of course. Right. Oh, wow.
And a funny thing happened. We did it, and then they finally got to the point where they featured us just playing Cor Ingrato for the audience. Okay, which we got a standing ovation from. So we played it, and it was great. And Alan Taylor, who was the director, he directed Game of Thrones, this guy. Great director, wonderful guy. He came over, he said, "You guys are terrific. We love the music. Everything is beautiful." I said, "Okay, thank you so much. There's only one thing. The guitar player had his glasses on the last one, and he had them off when we did the scene. So we have to do it again." I said, "Okay." So we did it again. It came out better.
Oh, good.
Came out even better. We got a standing ovation from the cast. You believe that? And I said, you know what? I was telling the American Accordionist Association. I went to a meeting. They know about it. Rita, what's her name? The publisher for the accordion magazine, Accordion World.
Oh, I don't know her last name.
Yeah.
I know Accordion World.
I don't remember her
Yeah.
marriage name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is a great story for that magazine.
Yeah. Well, she put it in the magazine.
Oh, okay.
It's in there.
Okay.
It's in the magazine. I can send you a copy.
Thank
of
you.
of that thing. So she put it in there, and she went through the whole thing. And when I told them about it, they were impressed. And I said, you know what? More so, the fact was not only the fact that I was able to go in the movie and play, but the accordion became a part of something that's going to be worldwide. This picture is going to be opening in 5 or 6 countries: France, Italy, Germany, Turkey.
You could be the reason for the total global revival of the accordion.
I don't know about that, but you know what?
Maybe you're going to get an Oscar.
Could be. that would be great. And then from that, my daughter is in this other movie also. She's in the Dinner for Two. They called me to play After You've Gone. And they wanted just accordion music. So I used the Roland, and they said, it's better because I have bass. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, the music coordinator there, he recorded me. He said, we're going to get a regular bass player because we're going to put you in a group. You're going to be in the movie too. I said, okay.
Wow.
So now I'm in the second movie, right? So they re-recorded me just playing with the Roland, and it sounded good without bass and this and that.
Yeah.
Now comes in the vocalist. She looks at the accordion, and she looks like what you were saying before about when you grew up, and kids made fun of the accordion. And she looked and she said, I never played with an accordion. She made a face, and she said, I never played with an accordion before. And I looked at her and I said, you know something? I never played with a redhead before.
Good comeback.
Yeah. I said, you're not going to be sorry. Well, by the time we got finished, I did a really nice arrangement of it, and she was very, very happy. And she shook my hand. She said, I never thought that an accordion could sound like that. See, you know what it is? We don't have enough exposure.
Yep.
And we have too many hokey players.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
The ones that...
I don't care if you play Scandinavian music or if you play Italian music.
Yeah.
If you play it correctly and it's not hokey, it's good music.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, don't make fun of my accordion.
But the problem is that there's too many pictures on Facebook of an old Italian lady that has one eye playing the accordion, and that's what it is. That's what the deal is.
Yeah.
And that was the deal with the movie, and I was fortunate to be able to do that.
That's terrific. Well, oh my goodness, we wish you so much good luck and success, and it sounds like a winner. We have to have you back when the movie comes out.
Okay, no problem.
And then hopefully we can play some segments, with that. Yeah. That would be awesome. And while I have to thank you and the Accordion Kings once again for being on when we had the Walter Eriksson 20th
that was
year.
Great.
That was so wonderful. So we're going to play a little bit more of that. So we're going to say...
Remember what my father said to me one time.
Yeah.
I always say this to Jeannie, your father was a great accordionist, you know that. We don't have to get into that.
Right.
But my father used to listen to his records, especially the Nordini, and he would say to me, you think one day you'll be able to play like that?
Wow.
I said, I don't know. I still can't play like that.
Oh, you're funny. Nordini. My mother's maiden name was Norden, and he took Nordini.
I have those albums.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, I need your autograph when this show is over because, I can say, you're already famous, but, before hitting the Hollywood, maybe you'll get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Who knows?
You never know. Frank, thank you so much for being here on Scandinavian Echoes. This has been terrific, and please come back again.
My pleasure.
We're going to play a song now by Frank Toscano from your album called
Accordion to Frank.
Accordion to Frank. Varsågod. Thank you so much, Frank Toscano, for taking the time to be with Scandinavian Echoes Music Show. You're the best. And now on this World Accordion Day tribute program is my dear friend from Orsa, Dalarna, Åsa Arvidsson. She plays button accordion, piano, organ, and probably some other instruments I don't even know about. She gets to do music every week at the Orsa Church where she lives. I've chosen this very beautiful tune by Åsa called L'amour en héritage by Vladimir Kosma. It reminded me of the theme song from Forrest Gump, and my dear daughter-in-law had that ringtone on her phone for the longest time. So I'm going to dedicate this tune to you, Tara, for your 40th birthday on this May 4th coming up. May the 4th be with all of you music lovers. And glad födelsedag, Tara Widman, also known as Little Randy's mom. And of course, I'll babysit on Tuesday when it's your real birthday. Don't worry. So here we go. This one's for you, Tara, and it's by Åsa Arvidsson. Happy birthday, Tara. I love you. Now, before we wrap up this first show of our new season 4, which, by the way, do you like our new studio? We'd like to remind you to please share the show either from Facebook or YouTube. We'd love to see Scandinavian Echoes grow because we do it for the love of the music. We don't have any sponsors. Our thanks for putting this together is your kind comments and to see how many viewers we have. The last accordion tune for this show was written by my father, Walter Eriksson, in honor of his father, who brought the music over to America in the early 1900s. Farfar Schottes was written in the 1950s. Here he is leading Scandinavian Accordion Club of New York in 1992 in front of a packed audience in the main amphitheater right on the 4th of July in Sweden. It was here that my dad received the Public Favorite Award. It was his first and last time in Ronseter at this big accordion festival, and he called it Accordion Heaven. Unfortunately, Bell Spielet is canceled again for this summer 2021. But everyone, of course, looks forward to 2022 when thousands can again gather in their RVs and tents and play their accordions until the cows come home. Here is Walter Eriksson and the Scandinavian Accordion Club of New York with Farfars Schottes. Thanks for the music, Dad, and thank you for tuning in to Scandinavian Echoes Music Show. You know, you can find all shows on YouTube or on our Facebook page. And if you have any requests or comments, please write to scandechoes@gmail.com. Next week, there'll be some tunes for Mother's Day, May 9th, and then comes 17. Mai. What's your favorite Norwegian tune? Let me know, and maybe we can play it. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my talented staff behind the scenes, Wayne Söderlund and Chad Wiedmann. Thank you so much. They are not only great musicians, they are magicians. And now here's my dad with Brooklyn Memories, where it all began. This is Jeanne Eriksson saying, happy birthday, Tara, and hej så länge.
Bye.